The truth is, they don't tell you about recording videos for the internet and getting rich from it. You've probably seen a lot of internet gurus saying this is the future, that this is the best way, but man, it's not like that. It's not that easy. Today we're going to walk through my entire studio. I'll explain to you what my routine is like, how I turned this into a business, and I'm not going to try to sell you a course on how to get rich on the internet. Believe it or not, this isn't a sponsored video, it's just my experiences. To tell you that things aren't that simple, like everyone is saying on the internet. Music. Welcome to my channel, I'm Manifako and I've been making videos here for 10 years already on the internet. I started this journey when I was in college and now I'm already graduated, but I'm not working in the field. And this here is my main source of income, my main job, which I do full time. I have other sources that I'll explain throughout this video, but I want to show you the reality behind this world of the internet. There are a lot of people nowadays romanticizing this content creation job and making it seem like it's really simple, but that's not really how it works. Let me start by giving you a quick tour of my studio to help you grasp the complexity of this business. I record videos on my main profile related to tools, videos talking about testing hacks. So I have the tool wall, which is the main set, you know. Here, there's already a huge investment in tools to be able to produce. As for the recording equipment, I didn't spend that much. The lights, I made them myself. Here's another one, I got that one as a gift, and the main camera I use to record is this one right here. Look, a S22 Ultra phone, this one I bought. What is it? About 4 years ago. No, it must be about 3 more or less. I bought it with the screen already broken, and I'm still using it today as my main camera. Besides that, I only have a Jingling GoPro, which is from Xiaomi, if I'm not mistaken. But I use it very little. There are very few videos where I use it. This camera here is what I use all the time. But of course, the most important thing is the microphone. Your video can even be bad, but the audio can't be. So, always a little lapel microphone connected directly to the phone to make life easier for whoever is editing. But the setup doesn't end here. There are a lot of people who sell the idea that you can create content right there in your room in a very simple way. But depending on the niche, that's not how it works. Pay attention. Well, I'm making videos here on the set and there's already a lot of stuff here, but the amount of stuff outside the set is much bigger. All of this is stuff that's used for videos. And I'll explain to you more or less why it's organized this way. This isn't a mess, okay? This is organization. If it wasn't like this, I wouldn't be able to find anything. There's another room here that we'll get to later, but most of the objects are here, starting with the wall. We have wires. Since I record a lot of do-it-yourself videos, we use a lot of wires for electrical installations, infinite energy tests, and a lot of other things. So, the wire section stays here. Here are a lot of cloths that I use to clean things, clean the floor, or dry things when something gets wet. Some things I rarely use are in these hard-to-reach boxes, since I don't use them much up here either. Look, there are several things. These are boxes of products that I've already tested, and other items that I don't use much. Over there are even some extra artificial grass pieces, so when this grass here gets boring, I go and change the colors. Up here, some cardboard boxes where I take cardboard to do tests, right? Up here, some glass items. Why did I put the glass up high? I don't know. And here, bottles. Man, the amount of bottles needed for the kind of videos I record is impressive. So every kind of liquid you can imagine, it's here, man. And this is the first point here about recording content. You're going to need a lot of stuff, really a lot. If you want to reach all audiences, record every type of video in your niche, you're going to need a huge amount of stuff. Everything you can imagine is here. For example, if I need a grater and don't have one, I'd have to go to the city to get it. I live in the countryside, okay, so I can't just go out like that for no reason. Let's take a look inside here. Here are the dividers. Look, glasses. Down there are different types of fuel for testing, and here are all kinds of sticks, straws, popsicle sticks, etc. Bags, screws. Here are more fabrics and empty bottles. This is what I use the most. I even had to get a second box to separate the smaller bottles from the bigger ones. So I just put them there. Whenever I need a bottle, I have every shape and type you can imagine. Since I make videos testing internet hacks, I often need a different bottle or something else unique. So, when I'm walking down the street, I have to stay alert all the time. Whenever I see a different bottle on the ground, I bring it home. And then I use these bottles here in the videos. If I need a long bottle like this, I have one of these made of this material, a transparent one, a bigger one, a smaller one. I need to have all of these here. Otherwise, you'll just be chasing the wind, right? You'll record one video, then you'll be looking for the next one. Oh, I don't have that thing, I'll leave it for another day, I'll record it another time. No, I don't have this one, I'll record it another day. And then you end up not recording anything, man. That's the problem with recording videos. You need to have everything, man. Look, over here, there's the gun section. Sometimes I make some long videos with this. From here, there are already books, bags, the bowl I use a lot, different types of oil. Oh, the equipment I use. I have 2 tripods, one from Paraguay and another which is more professional. And here, we get to the video organization area. This table is always kept clear to have the videos ready to record. I can't just go there, see a video, run here, record the video and leave. No, that's not sustainable. Recording needs to be routine. So I have my time to prepare videos, I have my time to record, and I need to organize myself within those times, just like a regular job. So, I have my time when I stay here organizing the videos. Here, for example, there's a video to test how much energy this equipment uses. Here are 2 videos, one about transparent sheets and another about soap and paper form to wash your hands. Here's a video fixing this, and over there is one where I take apart that solar panel. I plan to record all these videos today or tomorrow, plus more. When I'm getting ready, I usually fill this table with 30 or 40 videos and record them gradually. Occasionally, a video gets left behind. A lot of time passes. I can't even remember one of them and don't record it, so I just put things back where they belong. I have some equipment I've already recorded and plan to sell later. When we get to the sources of income, how to make money on the internet, you'll understand that things are pretty complex, you know? So every possible source of income needs to be used because it doesn't make as much money as you might think. The internet isn't all wonderful. Especially in recent years, the situation has intensified, making it much harder for new creators. So I always leave the products here that I've already tested and that I don't need to sell. So I keep advertising and selling here in my city. Even to people I already know, I keep selling this kind of product. They stay around here. Down there are more screwdrivers, a set of wrenches, a circular saw, and other items I keep selling. Over there are tools I rarely use, and small things stay in the drawer. Notice that I also need to have a lot of wood, because I use a lot of screws, nails, all kinds you can imagine. Before I moved here to the countryside, I used to live in the city. And I had a studio like this one too, back where I used to live, but it was just one room. Here I have a little more space. This used to be my grandmother's house, who has already passed away, and I'm using this space to be able to do this. You'll need space if you want to make this your business or main job. Space is necessary to work. In fact, there are a lot of videos I can't even record inside. I have to record out here because I need more space to do it. Of course, it will vary a lot depending on the niche you want to work with in this space. I work with 3 niches and I'll tell you why. Man, it's really hot in here. I should install an air conditioner, but then the cost would go up even more. In here, we work with 3 main profiles. The big one, the largest, which is where I started more than 10 years ago, and 2 others that I started in recent years. And I'm trying to get where I want, trying to bring it up to the level of the main profile, but I haven't managed to do it yet. Man, so, the main profile is where I test the tools, the workarounds, and with the other profile, I'm running tests with it. So I started making videos on this one, then I moved on to videos about life experiences, and now I'm making finance videos. I'm going to stick with finance videos for a while to see if it works out. If it doesn't work out, I'll go back to the one that worked better. Alright, tests. Everything in life is about testing. And the other profile is the cars and motorcycles profile. Right vehicles, that profile. I can't always record here. Sometimes I film news, like showing automotive updates on screen, but mostly I need to record outside, showing the car and working around it. So, to be able to fit all of this into one day, I end up having to create a really organized schedule. This one is the one that posts the most videos. It's averaging about 10 videos a day. From here then, I need to record for this profile every day, but for the other 2, I have 1 day a week to record. Here, I set up the scene for the survival profile, which, in this case now, is about finances. So I position the camera here, I close the window, set up the lights and everything, and create a darker scene so I can talk. Because these are talking videos, those videos where you just speak in front of the camera. They require less space, but you need more dynamics to be able to make them. Because when I make a video testing something, I make noise, I move around, I walk away, something catches fire, there's more dynamics. If you just stand still and talk in front of the camera, no one will watch. So, you need to do a lot more or put a lot of effort into editing or into the content or both, otherwise you can't get away from the table. That's why here I'm trying, in the best way possible, to put effort into the set. When everything is closed and the lights are on, it looks really nice. But I'm not editing, and that's making things complicated for me because there are a lot of profiles, a lot of videos on these secondary profiles. I post 4 a day. If you don't have a good frequency, man, you're not going to get anywhere. That's the reality. A lot of people sell the idea that you can record one video a week, at most one a day, and you'll be able to get somewhere. But you won't, man. Reality has changed. It was like that when I started 10 years ago. You could produce a little with quality and you would grow, but nowadays it's not like that anymore. When it comes to vertical and short videos, if you're not posting daily, even multiple times, you'll stay stuck. You won't grow. That's just the reality, and that's your issue. Maintaining a very high frequency with high quality requires a lot of effort and production costs. So just imagine if I, for example, paid to edit the videos. There's no way I could edit the videos for those profiles because it's just too much. I can't even handle recording, let alone editing. So if I took on and paid the cost to maintain a profile like that, it would be very expensive. Probably unfeasible because there's still new profiles that aren't generating any income, and it's already been like this for over a year, so it's not that simple. Oh, you're going to start on the internet and next month you'll already have a lot of views, you'll be able to sustain yourself there and make a lot of money. That's not how it works. There are cases where that happens, but that's not the usual path. It's a job that takes a long time to get there. I started making money with my main profile in the last 3 years, about 2 or 3 years ago. Before that it was just hard work, working and barely making anything, okay? And with those other profiles it's the same thing. I've been on them for about 2 years now and I'm barely making anything. It's just working and earning a tiny amount. Some profiles got monetized, but it doesn't really matter to be monetized. If you don't have an absurd amount of views, you see someone, oh, the guy managed to get 1 million views. It's already really hard. You're not going to make anything, man. You'll make $5 with those 1 million views. Unless it's a long video, like the ones here on YouTube, then it pays really well. But for vertical videos, 1 million views is nothing. Man, you don't make anything with that. You need 30, 50, 100 million views a month to actually earn something. That's the reality. So there's no point in investing too much. Oh, I want to make product review videos. That's really cool, but how much do these products cost? Your video is going to cost 50, 100 bucks. When are these videos going to pay for themselves, man? Just so you have an idea, on my main profile, most of the videos I make don't even pay for the editor because the videos themselves don't generate enough money to cover just the editing costs. So, I end up producing for free, but there are 1 or 2 that do well and those pay for the others. That's the reality. You won't be able to make all of them successful. That's just not possible. But then, how are these influencers saying they're making a lot of money? How does this work? Why do they make so much money? There are, yes, ways for you to make money, but most of them don't fit within my principles, okay? The first way is to be really big. If you're a huge guy on the platform and you get a lot of views, then yes, you'll make a lot of money. But even then, you really have to be very big. I've seen TikTok profiles with millions of followers where the guy only makes 4,000 or 5,000 reels a month. That's really low for such a large profile. If you have 10,000 followers, you still won't earn anything monthly. That's the reality, and reaching 10,000 won't be easy. First, if you're not lucky enough to grow really fast or hit it big, you're not going to be one of those people. The other main method is raffles. People are surrounded by them, and you must have noticed major platforms constantly promoting them. There are huge creators doing raffles because it's the fastest way to make money on the platform, but I don't agree with raffles. It's the same as gambling, like playing in a casino or anything like that. So, I don't promote that kind of thing, but there are people working with it. That's fine if you think it's good. It does make money, of course, but there are also negative points. You might lose money, but I don't understand it or know how to explain. The alternative is gambling. If you promote something like a Tingyan, a betting platform, things like that, you can make good money from it. I also get offers from these platforms all the time, but I'm not going to promote that kind of thing. I don't agree with it. So, I end up missing out on all the opportunities to make a lot of money on social media. And the last way is having a direct partnership with brands, with stores, to promote the brand. That's very difficult. When I started, it was a little easier. Having just a few followers but being a niche authority could once get you company partnerships. It wasn't easy, but it was possible. Now, it's much harder. You can't do it, man. Companies only want the big ones, the huge ones, you know? I already have several million followers if you add up all my social media. And even so, I only get barter proposals. The guy wants to give me a 50 raise tool for me to record a video for him. So that's the level, because there are too many people producing and looking for sponsorship, so people end up accepting cheaper deals. That makes the price of a sponsored video keep dropping more and more, and you can't find them because they're only after the big guys, and then it stays in this limbo. That's it. I have almost 1 million followers on Instagram, and even so, I can't get sponsorships, man. I pitch ideas to stores, to brands, they reply, and then disappear. That's the reality. because they're after the big guys, the huge ones, the guys who are the reference in Brazil in that area. So if you're just a little below that, you'll be sidelined. That's the story. Oh, from 2,000 followers on, you can already make money with Instagram. That's nonsense, bro. You're not going to make money, man. That's just people trying to sell you a course. That's the problem with the online creator community, because selling courses is another thing that makes a lot of money. So these guys have to sell you something really good, make some unreal advertisement so you'll buy it, and that's what happens. They offer you something that in reality isn't quite like that. You buy the course impulsively due to their selling strategies, but they don't care, and you probably won't even take it later. And in the end, you'll realize it's not really like that. This actually happened recently. I was watching the other day, Huita released a course for 2,500 reais, and he was already talking about AI, about how to become a millionaire with AI. But a lot of people bought it and people are upset because things aren't really like that, man. It's not that simple. The number of people who actually manage to get there is very small. It's not for everyone. It's not a simple recipe anyone can follow to succeed. There are people who have been creating content since I started. I know people who produce quality content, and even today, they haven't gotten past 10 or 20,000 subscribers followers. They just don't get out of that, man. They can't earn anything. It's not that simple. You'll depend a bit on luck and a bit on knowledge too, but knowledge alone isn't enough. Of course, if you don't understand much about content creation and want to start in this, it would be really good if you took a course from someone who already knows how to do it. But don't go in thinking you're going to get rich, that the guy has a magic formula, that he's going to tell you exactly what you need to do, because he won't, man. That's all just talk they make up. So that you'll buy the course, their ultimate goal isn't to solve your problem, but to get you to buy the course. Because then they'll get rich, they don't really care. Whether you will or not, get into something that will really add value to you and not just promises of becoming a millionaire. Usually, that's not how it works. I've already taken some of those courses myself. Okay, I can vouch for you, it's not a piece of cake. It's much more complex than you might think. The secret is to start and keep evolving every day, learning more and continuing to apply, improving, seeing what worked and doing what worked. And that's how it goes, a cycle until you get there. That's how I managed to get here. And always remember to diversify your sources of income. Don't rely only on this. I'll even give you an example. Here, the machine is even working over there. I got a 3D printer so I could record videos. I made the videos and I kept the printer. And now I'm making some extra money by printing things for other people. So you see there's a bunch of keychains over there, there's this and that, a lot of little things. Look at these little trophies here that I just printed. So a little extra money is always welcome. You can't spend too much time on the extra things and not dedicate yourself the way you need to for content production. The other way is the one I told you about, which is selling products. But when you start getting really big, it's not a good idea to keep accepting proposals from every store just to promote products for free. Okay, that's not how it works. So how do I get these products then? Through the platforms themselves that offer them. The main one that accepts and approves products for me to test is TikTok. I get them through there. They have their own tool where you can request samples from the store. They send them to you, you record the video, and that's it. Through there, I go and accept the products, record the video, and then I sell the products, and that's how I get the revenue from the video. If it does well, there's the affiliate revenue. If it sells, I get a percentage, and there's the revenue from the product I sell afterward. So, in the end, it ends up being worth it. But you have to be smart about this because sometimes they show up wanting to offer you a really cheap product that won't give you any profit, that won't sell, so you won't be able to make anything. So you have to manage the situation. If a brand approaches you directly wanting promotion, you can't just agree to make the videos in exchange for a set of drill bits, in exchange for a screwdriver. No, it doesn't work like that. Your work is worth more than that. Of course, this will vary depending on the size of your profiles. It's not like you're going to charge a fortune for the videos, right? But still, your work is worth more than that though. By diversifying, you earn both video view income and affiliate income from your videos. You create products, you sell as an affiliate, you have income from the products you receive, resell, all of that. Then it all adds up and in the end, the whole system becomes profitable. But if you focus on just one thing, it doesn't work. Some people begin by saying they'll just record videos for Tecotec, but it's one of the worst social networks and pays the least. Focusing only on it won't get you anywhere. You have to diversify, so the same video you have to adapt it so it works on all social networks. So it's going to be on all social networks, it's going to be on that orange social network, you know the name, on Tragon, on Estragon. It's going to be on YouTube, it's going to be on Facebook, it's going to be on TikTok. So all the social networks need to get the video. You have to model it. Maybe you can make a template. I made a video template that works for the same video on all of them, but sometimes you have to change it. For example, I can't post this horizontal video on all networks, it's mainly for YouTube. Vertical video though, you can do this diversification because if you focus on just one, it won't be enough. Nowadays, social networks are paying less and less. There's something else I need to tell you since I started. If I had, for example, let's suppose if I had 1 million views, I would earn X. Nowadays, if I get the same million views, I'll make less than half of that. So what did social networks realize? They can pay creators less and creators will still produce. Payment isn't what drives creators on social networks. They'll just keep adding more policies and more things that keep reducing the amount they pay per view. When I first joined Teco, it used to pay about 7 or 8 times more than it does today, and I joined not that long ago. Man, and all the social networks are doing this. Facebook does it too, man. It's just crazy. When I joined, it wasn't even at its peak. The peak was way before. So let me give you an example. I took a course from Baroni at the time, and in that course he showed a video that had made 30 or 40,000 rees, something like that, because of the number of views, so it was a lot, man. But later, when I joined, the same number of views was already generating just about 2 or 3,000 reais. Nowadays, it generates about 500, so it's dropping more and more, even with the same number of views, because there are a lot more people producing, and social networks know that you won't stop producing. If they pay less, then they're paying less and there's nothing you can do. You can't complain. Let's organize a supply for everyone. Stage a protest. It's not going to work. It's not going to get off the ground. That's it. So you have to go with the flow. You don't have a choice. You'll keep betting like this, trying to get more views to be able to stay there. Being profitable is like any other business. If you slip up, you take a loss. You need to come up with strategies to make a profit. That's why I say this, man. There's no magic formula where you buy a little robot from the internet that will create AI content for you for free, post it for free, and generate revenue for you every month without you doing anything. Since there are a lot of people reselling this kind of idea here, that AI is going to revolutionize everything and you'll make a lot of money with it, that's not really how it works, man. You're going to need to work a lot. Even here, I have a really strict work schedule. If I need to take a day off, I have to work nights beforehand to catch up on everything. So I don't end up without a video, otherwise things get messy. Oh, I can't record today, so I'll just go without a video. If you act like that, your business ends up all over the place. It won't move forward, okay? It's a business like any other. So, you need complete dedication. Oh, but I want to start now. I'm not going to quit my job for this. In that case, you need to come up with a different strategy because the market isn't like it used to be, where you could just dedicate a few minutes and already reach that goal. You're going to have to find the time and figure out a way to record videos. At the very least, you should put out at least one per day, every day, even on weekends. And consistently, however you're going to do it, plan your strategy. It's not that simple, man. The competition is really tough. Everyone wants to be a content creator, everyone wants to record videos for the internet, and the people watching are the same. So the more content there is, people will always choose the best ones. If you're not among the best and you're not always present, you'll be forgotten. So that's the thing. It's not easy, but I'm not saying it's impossible. It's also not easy to get into medical school. It's also not easy to get a job in information technology. Nothing in life is easy. Everything is hard. And in the beginning, it was hard too. When I started, it was hard too. Because there were fewer users at the time, fewer people making videos, but there were also fewer people watching, so it was hard to grow too, but it paid better. So do you see that difference? Nowadays, if you're not present all the time, you can't get anywhere. So now in just a few minutes, I want to teach you how you can get here, okay? If you haven't started, never done anything, let me explain it to you here for free without trying to sell you a course in a minute. Stop believing in those miracle promises. There's a lot of free content on the internet. You don't need to pay a lot for a course to get this content. They'll try to convince you that you need to buy the course right then, that it's the best deal in the world, that this course will never happen again. They'll create a whole scenario to get you to buy the course. So stop believing in these gurus. There really are some very interesting materials out there, but start with the free ones first. If you see that things are flowing, that it's working out, then yes, you can choose someone trustworthy to learn from on the internet. The main way, ever since I started, for you to be able to create good videos is to check out what people abroad are producing, what's working for them. If you find someone abroad making a video and the guy is small but the video is going viral, it's a good video for you to make too, for you to model, to bring here to Brazil. So this is a strategy that has always worked. It's not that every video you make will work this way. However, if you keep doing things that haven't worked here in Brazil, when you try to do them, it's unlikely they'll work either. So look for things that have already worked. If you keep reinventing the wheel every time until it works, it's going to take much longer. The other thing is consistency. It's no use showing up every now and then, only when you feel like it. You need to record good content frequently, not just when you feel like it. You choose your minimum frequency. Is it one per day? I'm talking about short videos, right? What about long videos? Here you can still manage 1 or 2 per week, but the production level is much higher. Focus on short videos. Long videos pay better and are ideal. That would be great. But just take a look at my videos. I have over 1 million subscribers. I've been here for a long time and my videos hardly ever reach 10,000 views. So, long videos are really hard, man. You can produce something that will go viral, but the production level is really high. It's very hard to compete. So, if you want to focus on long videos, that's fine, but it's more work even after you make it. Then it's worth it because they pay much better, but it's really tough, man. The production level for making a short video, for editing it, is totally different from a vertical short video. The next thing is to create an identity about what you're going to talk about, what your line of thinking is, and that line of thinking has an audience. For example, it's no use for me to talk about the reproduction of albino giraffes. There's no one to watch me. You have to pick a topic, something you like, but at the same time, there have to be people to watch it. Otherwise, it won't go anywhere. Also, man, you won't be able to find your tiny audience that's spread all over the world. It'll take way too long for them to find you. Find a niche that a lot of people are interested in, but not too many people are creating content for, because if there are too many people making content, it makes things complicated. Let me give you an example. The recipe niche is one that has a lot of people. Everyone wants to cook something. Someday people will search about it, but there are just too many, man. It's really hard to do well in this niche because there are just too many people. And their production level is so high that it's really hard for you to match it. So if you're just starting now, you're going to enter a niche like this where these guys, they have a cinema level production, spending a crazy amount of money to make a video, and you have no budget at all. You won't be able to get anywhere, so you really need to do your research. Usually what works best is being yourself. People connect with you, not just your content. And from there, you can build a community and attract people who will keep watching you no matter what your content is. You have to make it fun. It doesn't have to be comedy for it to be enjoyable. You need to create things that will distract people a bit, that will make them laugh while keeping them curious. This kind of thing makes the content perform better, increases retention, just like many other things that I won't go into in this video. And the other thing is to cut costs as much as possible. I would really like to put an air conditioner here, but there's the cost of the air conditioner and the electricity, which would go up a lot. So for now, if I do that, I'm starting to really increase my company's production costs, which will cut into the profit. That's bad. I'm either going to hire a lot of people to edit, or I'm going to pay a lot for editing. So all of that, man, is going to make the production cost much higher, and the return isn't that great. You need to handle the situation to make it work. In the end, everything you can do by yourself is cheaper, right? So keep an eye on that too. The same thing goes for equipment. You don't need top-of-the-line cinema equipment to record. With a good cell phone, you can already do it. But my suggestion is that you avoid using an iPhone. So, people talk a lot about the iPhone camera, but it's a hassle to deal with the files. An Android with a really good camera will make it much easier for you to edit and much easier to find accessories. It's much better to work with than an Apple phone, and it's cheaper too. The same goes for computers. A laptop like this one, which is already over 10 years old. Look, it's 7th generation. Still, it gets the job done. It was a great computer in its day. It's outdated now, but I paid just over 1,000 Rs, not even 2,000. It still works well for this purpose. And finally, be careful with your expectations. Don't set your expectations too high because you'll end up frustrated. Stop comparing yourself to others. Oh, so-and-so did this in that time, but I can't. Everyone has their own pace and way of working. Man, so don't set your expectations too high, but don't keep them too low either. If things work out, you'll have a gain, but if they don't, you'll be really frustrated, and the chance of giving up is much higher. And it's probably going to go wrong many times before it goes right, so keep your expectations low. Look, it's not easy at all, but if you make it, man, it's going to be an incredible freedom. There's nothing better than living right up there, walking here on foot. I make my own schedule, work the way I want, and I don't have a boss bothering me. I have the freedom to leave whenever I want, to travel, just adjust my schedule, work a bit more before so I can take some days off. That's the best thing. Having your own job, especially a job where you can stay in the shade, you don't have to be out there under the sun dealing with tough stuff, for example. So it's really rewarding, but it's a long road to get there, so don't give up, okay? I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.